This review has been made possible by Toyota of Naperville. As you know, Toyota has tons of brand new Toyotas available for purchase, but did you know that they also have a remarkable selection of used cars? Head on over to toyotaofnaperville.com and look through hundreds of used cars for sale right now.
Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2012 Volkswagen Jetta Sportwagen TDI. Up front is a 2.0 liter turbocharged diesel inline 4. Down below is a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now I'm super excited to be driving this here Sportwagen for one reason only. It's the fact that I've driven a handful of these in my life, never filmed one, but I absolutely love them. I really love these wagons, and we'll talk more about my love for these wagons at the end in the final thoughts chapter. But I'm excited to show you guys this car. But before we get on with the rest of the video, if you are looking to sell your car, click the link in the description below. Cashforcars.com will pick up your car with a salvage title, clean title, running, non-running, whatever it is. Click the link in the description below, get your free quote, and they will pick up your vehicle in less than 24 hours. So let's get back to that 2-liter turbocharged diesel inline 4. Well, I'll put the horsepower and torque up on the screen. This is no slouch, even though it is a little 2-liter. And people think of diesels as this slow revving sort of engine. No, this thing actually feels like it packs a good punch. However, horsepower and torque isn't that impressive, but what is impressive is the fuel economy. Volkswagen diesels get very good fuel economy on the highway and in the city. On the highway, this car gets 39 miles to the gallon, which is awesome. And here in the States right now, diesel is pretty much the same price as unleaded, so you can't really go wrong. Now, this car was affected by the Dieselgate scandal from Volkswagen. If you're unfamiliar, basically, Volkswagen sort of fudged the numbers on their emissions output on these sort of vehicles. They publicly said one thing, they were a little bit dirtier than they were saying, and it was a whole big scandal to the point where Volkswagen was actually buying these cars back, or you could get them retrofitted, changed up, and fixed to give the proper emissions rating. So I don't have time here to go into fully what happened with Dieselgate, but please, if you're interested, look it up. It's a very interesting story. But this was one of the vehicles affected by that, and we'll talk about that more at the end, but just so you are aware. So we're out here on the test track, albeit a icy, frigid test track, so traction won't be our friend, but we will put it down into S, and we'll see what the diesel can do. Redlining at 5,000 RPM. It's not super fast, but you feel that grunt of a diesel, and I absolutely love the feeling of that. Like I said, paired to its 6-speed dual clutch transmission, I absolutely love it. They use this transmission in their Golfs, in their Jettas. It's very good. It's very quick, and I just love the overall feel of it. If I'm gonna go with an automatic, this is one of my favorite automatic transmissions, especially in sporty and fun cars. Last but not least, the Sportwagen is front-wheel drive. I would have liked to have seen it be all-wheel drive, but beggars can't be choosers. I love the car anyway. So, with the drivetrain out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have two main gauges. On the left is my tachometer with coolant temperature down at the bottom, and on the right is my speedometer with fuel down at the bottom. And then I have a little screen in the center, and I can swipe through a couple different things in here. This is a very basic Volkswagen screen. You see this screen even in Porsches, you see it in Audi products, you see it, of course, here in the Volkswagen. This screen has probably been in 1.5 million different cars, and I like it. It's pretty simple. For 2012, I can't complain too much about it. On the steering wheel, on the left, I have my volume options as well as my voice commands.
Main menu.
Jeez.
The phone book is empty. Main menu.
That's a little aggressive. All right, go away.
Possible commands are dial number, redial, or further options. You can also say call, plus the name of a contact. For example, call John Smith at home.
Stop.
For further commands, say help.
Stop.
Canceled.
Jeez. Getting away from that, on the right, I have my options for that center screen and the gauges we just talked about. I like the overall look of the steering wheel. Feels nice in my hands, has a nice good weight to it, and it looks presentable. To the left of me, I have my gauge dimmer switch and my headlight switches, and on the door, my power windows, power locks, power mirrors, and heated mirrors, which is very, very nice, especially on a frigid day like this. Moving into the center, 2 giant climate control vents, and then our center screen. Now, this is sort of a primitive center screen. There isn't really too much information going on in here. I do have navigation, I have media, band, phone, things like that. Like I said, nothing too crazy, and again, very typical Volkswagen software here that you would have seen in same year Audi products, same year Porsche products, things like that. One downside is that I don't actually have a backup camera, which I would have liked on a longer vehicle like this. However, again, 2012, you can't bash it too hard. Below the center screen, I do have my climate control options, which is very nice. Fan speed, temperature, things like that. But the thing I like the most is that the knobs to change the temperature and where the temperature is going, the knobs are actually dual purpose. So they're also the heated seat buttons. So you press the knob in for the heated seats, 3 different levels of heated seats for both the front occupants. And I really, really like that. Very clean design, very thought through design. Then I have a little cubby down at the bottom with a 12-volt outlet, a row of dead switches besides the traction control off button, and then my shifter itself. It has the nice little DSG badge up at the top. Can put it down in sport mode, or I can plus minus it if I want. Feels nice, looks good. Same thing you'll find in a regular Jetta or Golf or anything like that. Then I have 2 cup holders, so we'll do a big freaking bottle test, and unfortunately the Jetta Sportwagen fails the big friggin' bottle test. It's just ever so slightly too large to fit in the cup holders. Now the seats are nice and comfortable. Like I said, they are heated. They're half power. So to go up and down, they are manual, but to lean forward and back is power. So it's a little bit of a mix. However, I don't mind it. It works. It's a comfortable seat. But speaking of seats, we do have back seats. So let's do a backseat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2012 Volkswagen Jetta Sportwagen TDI. First of all, the first thing you notice is this giant sunroof. It starts up above, actually in front of the driver, and goes all the way back to right where my head ends, and I absolutely love this. Great, great feature from Volkswagen, and I love staring up out of it. Knee room is okay. My knees do touch the seat barely. Headroom is good. Like I always say, 5'11", and I'm fitting back here pretty fine. I do have a center console with 2 cup holders, which is pretty nice, but really not much to write home about back here. Oh, okay, I just learned this. There's actually a wall outlet down here, which is very, very nice. I get a wall outlet. That's great. Besides that, seats are comfortable. They're fine. The back seats work, but let's go take a look at the rear hatch, because that is where the impressive room really is. All right, around the back of the Sportwagen, no power tailgate, but assisted struts. And look at this room. I mean, these are the floor mats, but look at all of this space. Nice little container down here. This is huge. 12-volt outlet, absolutely love that. I mean, the space back here is awesome. And the second row does fold down as well. So, I mean, this can really be a work truck if you need it to be. I mean, the size, the space back here, absolutely phenomenal. I love it. Like I said with my Volvo 850 review, if you can't fit something back here, you need a pickup truck. That's it. If you can't fit something back here, you've made some very interesting decisions in your life, because there's just so much room back here, and I absolutely love it. This is why I love wagons. This, just all of this. Now we gotta talk about the looks. I absolutely love the look of the Jetta Sportwagen. I don't know what about it looks so good. I think it's proportioned really, really well. It doesn't have an awkwardly long nose or an awkwardly short nose, or the headlights aren't too big or too small. I think it's just really proportioned really, really well. And overall, I love the look of it. It just looks right. It just looks right. Speaking of exteriors, if you are legally required to run a front plate on your vehicle in the state or country that you live in, but you think it's too ugly, then click the link in the description below and get yourself a con plate. The con plate holder is a suction cup holder for your license plate that goes on the inside of your windshield. This means you can remain legal when driving around, but for pictures, for shows, it's easily removable from the windshield so the front of your car looks its best. Click the link in the description below, get your own con plate, and keep your car looking good. And now let's talk about the Jetta Sportwagen TDI as a whole. I have a side job where I drive a lot of cars not on camera, and I've been driving a lot of diesel Jetta wagons, actually almost in this exact spec. And my general consensus, my final thoughts on these sorts of wagons, these diesel wagons, is I love them. I absolutely love them to the point where I really want one. I really want to buy one. They just, I don't know what it is. Like I said with the looks, they just feel right. I immediately get into these cars and I'm immediately comfortable. I enjoy them. They handle really well. They drive really well. They got that torque. They're diesel. They get great fuel economy. There's just something about having a diesel under the hood that, you know, makes you feel a little bit manlier, a little bit more gruntly. Yeah, I got a diesel. Keep that diesel trucking, baby. And honestly, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Dieselgate. Dieselgate took a majority of these vehicles off the road. Volkswagen bought them back, and then for a time, there was literally stadiums full of just abandoned, bought back Volkswagens. There might even still be some out there because Volkswagen bought all of them back and didn't have a place to store them. So it was pretty common. There was actually one right by where I live. It was a giant field full of diesel Volkswagens that were at the time nearly brand new. So Dieselgate took a lot of these cars off the road. And you know what? It feels like that one kid in elementary school that ratted out the fun. Like, did you ever go out to recess and you'd go under the playground with your friends? You'd have like slapping competitions or I don't know, whatever dumb things that kids do, but it was just fun. We would just have fun as kids, goof around and make fun of each other. And in elementary school, maybe we'd say a swear word or two. Ooh, this feels like some kid told the teacher. And now we're not allowed to go under the playground. Well, now we're separated from the other kids on the playground. Now we have to go walk laps as punishment. This car is so good, so ridiculously freaking good, but someone just ratted them out. Who cares that they fudged the emission numbers a little bit? Honestly, who cares all that much? This car was fumbled with a technicality. There's nothing wrong with this car. It was just on paper, the numbers didn't match up. And I mean, who hasn't lied to the doctor when they ask for your height and weight? On paper, I'm 6'1" and 195 pounds. Who cares? Dieselgate robbed the world of such this great, beautiful, amazing car. For 2021, this is going to be one of my top must-buys. And it's a shame that we don't get diesels here in the US anymore from Volkswagen. I wish diesels would catch on. No one wants diesel vehicles here in the US. I don't know why. They're not loud. They're not obnoxious. They get great fuel economy. They drive really, really well. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. This is one of the greats. And what the emissions console did to this car, I don't think can ever be forgiven. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Toyota of Naperville for letting me take out their Volkswagen diesel wagon. This is one of their used cars on the lot. They have hundreds of used cars on the lot at all times. Tons of variety. If you guys are looking for a new car, please head on over to toyotaofnaperville.com. Their information is up on the screen. They are absolutely awesome. We've been working together for years now, and it has been nothing but delight. Great customer service, great products, and overall, they're just absolutely awesome. So please go give them your business. Their information is up on the screen, as well as linked in the description below. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.